share, recipe share. Share a little recipe with Recipe Share. Recipe Share, Recipe Share. Share a little recipe with Recipe Share.
Hi everyone. Thank you for joining us for this episode of Recipe Share, a program on AADL TV where we take a few minutes to talk about recipes in a featured category. Today's category is citrus fruits. I'm Elizabeth, and as usual, I'm joined today by Katie and Beth to tell us about their recipes. So, Katie, go ahead and tell us what you made.
All right, so the recipe that I'm sharing this week is one of my very favorites, so I'm super excited about it. It is from this book, Half-Baked Harvest, Super Simple, and we have another Half-Baked Harvest cookbook at the library as well. They're both really good. Every recipe that I've made has turned out great, so I highly suggest checking those out. The recipe that I'm sharing today is for sesame orange chicken. It's so good. I love this recipe, and it's really easy to make too. You just take boneless, skinless chicken breast and cut it up into bite-sized pieces. And you're just gonna coat it with soy sauce and flour. And then you whisk up your sauce, which is soy sauce, ginger, garlic, orange zest, orange juice, hoisin sauce, vinegar, red pepper flakes, and toasted sesame oil. So then you just brown up your chicken in a skillet, and then you add your sauce to it, and you just stir it until it thickens up. And then you you pull it off the heat and stir in some green onion. And then you serve it over rice with a little bit more green onion as topping and some toasted sesame seeds. And it is so good. You can adjust the spice based on how much red pepper flake you use. So I've made it really mild and really spicy, and it's good either way. This recipe says that it makes 4 servings. In my household, it makes 2 to 3 servings, depending on how hungry we are. And so one time I did want to make this for some friends who were coming over, and it uses up my biggest skillet. So I was like, I'm not sure really how to double it, but what I ended up doing was making the first batch and then putting it in the crock pot on warm, and then making up the rice and making another batch while the rice cooked, and then just putting it all in the crock pot to serve over rice. And it worked out perfectly that way. And my friends gave it rave reviews. One of my friends who I've been cooking for many years now said it was the best thing I've ever made him. So very good. And I make this every couple of months. I haven't made it in a while. And now that I'm talking about it today, I'm probably going to make it in the next couple of weeks. It's just a really standby recipe in my house. So highly suggest trying it.
That sounds awesome and easy, and I love that. And seems great for a weeknight dinner or for friends or whatever. I love recipes like that.
Yeah, totally. I love the sound of the sauce. Sounds easy, and I love the tang of all those flavors. And I have some clementines in my fridge. Seems like I could use those if I didn't want to.
I think you could. You just need to make sure that you get, you use a couple more. Right? So use 3 clementines to 1 orange. And it's really amazing how with the orange juice and the orange zest in there, how just orange forward the flavor is. It's so tasty.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Beth, tell us what you chose for citrus fruits.
Okay, I will tell you. So I chose Greek lemon lamb chops with a celeriac mash. Okay, so let's get to the lamb chops first. I found these lamb chops in my fridge, not my fridge, but deep in my freezer. And so it's not something we buy very often, but we do get them at Costco from time to time. So anyway, but I also tried this recipe with chicken. It calls for the grated zest and juice of 2 lemons, and then some herbs, olive oil, garlic, and salt. And you marinate that for at least 3 to 4 hours, but overnight is also great. And so I think I did that. I made it quite a while ago now. The so that it was super lemony, and I love lemon. I know Katie does too. We had in common that we used to eat lemons. Anyway, so this mash though it was with mashed potatoes and I couldn't find any celeriac. I used a couple stalks of celery, they're nothing like each other. I looked it up and I was just like, well, what the heck? I don't have celeriac. So just to change the texture of the mashed potatoes. And then you add feta cheese, and that was so good that I would make the potatoes like this again, putting feta cheese in it, olive oil. Yeah, it didn't have cream. No, it had butter, just butter and feta. And then the garnish both for the potato and the chops was some capers and then a segmented lemon. So I only used a couple slices of it because this called for like a dozen chops and I didn't have that many. We just had 4. So a couple slices of lemon that I segmented, and then you saute that and you put that on your potatoes. Oh my gosh, it was so good. It was really good. I mean, even on a day like today where it would just like really brighten things up, So like I said, I tried the same recipe with chicken and it works really well. It's very lemony. And I mean, think about, like with the orange, anytime you put 2 fruits with zest and juice. So yeah, so it's I'm skipping the celeriac aspect of it, but the Greek style potatoes, it just really I likened it to the feeling of a taverna in Greece, and just like I can imagine looking out at the Aegean Sea, and so yeah, that was my recipe. And I've got a picture of the book too that it came from.
I was going to say, is it a new to you recipe, Beth?
It is new. Yeah, it came from the book Citrus, and they had a lot by this Catherine Phipps, I think I might have mentioned already. But so it was it was sweet, it was savory, it was beverages. It was, I loved that book. I tried to keep it as long as I could. So yeah, it was a good one.
I just can't get over the feta in the mashed potatoes idea. Like, that just sounds amazing, and I've never heard of that before. I also think that might be a way to make mashed potatoes a little bit easier for somebody who's lactose intolerant to handle, because feta is a little bit easier to digest, I think, for some people. I don't know, just an idea. That's really cool. And then you put the lemon on the potatoes. It sounds mind-blowing.
You mash them and then you bake it too for a little bit.
Wow.
So
yeah, that sounds really good.
So then, yeah, like the feta gets a little browned and So yeah, that sounds like something I might even just do later today. It seems so comforting. Okay, so who are we? It's Elizabeth now. Sorry, you go.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, Beth, that sounds super good. I'm excited to see the recipe in full so I can recreate.
Very good.
Okay, so this week I actually made a recipe that I made up a few years ago for a citrus avocado salad. And so basically what you do for the dressing is you take the juice of 2 limes, you very finely mince the white and pale green parts of a scallion, and you cut up half of a fairly ripe avocado, and you mince some cilantro, and you add olive oil, salt, and pepper, and you whisk that all together, and it makes a really flavorful lime avocado, just delicious dressing. It's a little chunkier than a traditional dressing because it does have the avocado, but the avocado really blends in pretty well. And then you slice up a couple different types of oranges. So I usually use a blood orange and a navel orange just because the blood orange adds that really cool color. and then you slice up the other half of the avocado, and you can use another avocado if you want. My fiance loves avocado, so I actually usually end up using 2 full ones for the recipe. And you put it over just some really fresh spring greens, and you can slice up a few more scallions to add to the salad too for that little bit of extra flavor. And I have a photo here of what the dressing looks like, and then also of what the salad looks like when it's completed. And it's really, really yummy. It's good in winter because citrus is so good in winter. And for lunch, I think it would be really good if you had like some sliced chicken you could throw on just for a little bit of extra protein. It also is really good as a side salad for dinner. It's easy. It's really good. I've been making it for several years now. And I think you could also mix up the citrus, like Beth, you had mentioned clementines. You could totally like segment a clementine and throw it in. Whatever citrus, orangey citrus you had around would work great. It's good. It's kind of tropical. It's really yummy. And the one thing I'll say about it is that if you don't think you're going to finish the salad, I would leave the dressing on the side because the dressing is pretty hearty. So if you dress it, you can't really store it. So sometimes we like leave the dressing and then just dress our individual bowls. But that's often true with salads. So yeah, that's my my citrus. It has oranges and limes, I guess, are both citrus. So super good.
Cool. That's great that we use different, I mean, you use limes, so we all use different ones. So that's great job. Sounds yummy. That dressing sounds good too. I've got so many dressings I want to make now with your blue cheese dressing and
yeah.
So
I'm a sucker for new salad dressing recipes, and that one is definitely one that I've not tried before. So I'm super excited to try it. Sounds great.
Yeah, it is. It's good. Cool. Well, if we are all set, I will say thank you to our audience for watching Recipe Share. Be sure to click the link below to look at the event page on aadl.org to find the recipes we talked about, and feel free to share your own in the comments. Join us next time on Recipe Share when I'm going to look at what we're going to be talking about because I have a note of it, when we will be talking about cooking abroad, which I'm excited for. And we're looking forward to seeing what you've been making. So thanks for sharing.
Recipe share, share a little recipe.